We're here with pitching coach Josh MacDonald, 11 days until opening day for UConn baseball, as we delve into the pitchers. And first we'll start starting pitchers. Coach, you have a 1-2 already solidified with Tim Cate and Wills Montgomery. Can you just talk a little bit about what those guys have put forth over the offseason and where they've improved?
I think obviously in terms of experience, both kind of went through the rigors of pitching on the weekend last year. Wills didn't really do it his freshman year, and Tim we kind of threw into it last year. So I think they have a pretty good idea of what they're going to be up against this year. But they look great. Tim came back in great shape from the offseason. Wills has, that's kind of been, really the story of his career here at UConn, being in really great shape. Every time we come back from a segment, he looks to be in better shape than he was before. So, I think both those guys are just ready. They're prepared. They're ready to have big seasons for us.
Where do they take the next step here this season?
I think the big thing for them is to gobble up innings. I think that was what most guys have to do. Anthony, I remember him telling me that he talked to Cross, and Cross said, hey, if you're going to be a Friday guy, if you're going to be a weekend guy, you got to suck up innings. It's not just about going out there and giving us a chance to win after 5 or 6. You got to get us the ball, either give the ball to the closer or finish it yourself. And I think that's going to be the big thing for, both Tim and Wills. I think a lot of times last year they were good for about 6 innings. Now they're going to be good for, 7 to 9 innings for us. And I think they're both ready and capable of doing that.
Now talking about the back end of the staff, Sunday starter, number 3, or midweek starters, who are some of the guys that are lining up and trying to fill those voids?
I think right now, Doug Domnarski is a guy who's put himself in a really good position. He had a great summer. I think he's more comfortable as a starter as a reliever, but I think he's going to do whatever it takes for the team to win. And he's just been really solid. That's kind of the best adjective I can use for him to describe him. He's just a solid pitcher. He goes out there, he does his job. He's not very flashy. He does everything above average. He's above average command, above average off speed. He's above average in terms of filling his position and controlling the running game. So that should give us a chance to win. The other guys are obviously we have 2 veteran holdovers in Zap and Sam. Zap has kind of started in all different sorts of roles for us. Versus ACC teams. He started tournament games for us, so we have confidence that he can go out there and give us a chance to win. And Sam Nepiarski is kind of a nice swing man. He kind of bounce back and forth and give us quality appearances, and we're hoping that he can kind of translate what he's done in the summer into the spring. And then the other guy right now is a freshman by the name of Mason Fioli. Has a pretty electric arm in terms of stuff. At times, the game gets a little quick on him, it looks like right now. But he's a fast learner. He's a very hard worker. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's vying for, big conference innings a lot quicker than many freshmen do.
Can you talk a little bit, all those guys really that you mentioned had good summers last summer. So kind of talk about where their confidence level is.
I think part of it has to do with them pitching here. We always seem to have a pretty deep staff. So I think a lot of times for some of those guys is they go off into the summer. A guy like Wills was okay. I pitched behind a first round draft pick last year, and I pitched behind a guy who pitched at Team USA, and I was just as good as they were for that last month. If you look at the numbers, he might have been better than those 2 other guys. I'm ready to go here, and he went into the Cape and had a great summer. For the other guys, it might be a little bit, they're chomping at the bit. Hey, I was behind some really good pitchers, but I'm pretty good. They go off to the summer, looking to kind of prove themselves. All the work they put in throughout the spring, and have it manifest during the summer. So I think in terms of confidence, I think most of the guys right now are feeling pretty good about themselves. And I think with the fact that we have some veterans there that have been through it before, some young guys kind of chomping at the bit, it's going to be fun.